Hello everybody. For this week's DT task, I thought it would be a bit of fun to try making our own fidget spinners. So I have made a couple of these and I have to say I'm really impressed. They work really well considering they don't use an awful lot of resources. Now there is a 3-spoke fidget spinner that you can make. And there is a 2-spoke fidget spinner. And it's really up to you which one you want to make, or you could have a go at doing both. They use exactly the same instructions, it's just one has got an extra spoke. So if I show you the document that we are working from, you should receive in your home learning pack a page that looks like this with non-ball bearing fidget spinners at the top. So those are the instructions that I'm going to be working from. You can either choose to follow those or you can follow my video. Here's the list of the resources that you will need. There's quite a few there, but I'm hoping that these are things that you can find around the home. So you'll need either 2 or 3 1p coins. You can also use 10-cent euros if you've got any of those lying about from an old holiday. They work really well. You'll also need a 1-penny piece to draw around as a template. Some card, at least the thickness of a cereal packet or a little bit thicker, preferably. A toothpick or cocktail stick, or you could use a wooden skewer and cut that down. You'll need a pin or a needle. It's a ball of modelling clay, or you can just use some sticky tack. I've just got some sticky tack here. Some scissors, glue stick, some strong glue. So I've got a glue gun here. Lots of you have told me that you've got glue guns at home, so you may have those. Or you may be able to ask a grown-up if there's any strong glue in the house, but please do ask your grown-up to help you with either the glue gun or any stronger glue for this part of the lesson. And then lastly, you will need your template, which looks like this. So you should receive that in your home learning pack as well. Okay. So most of this you should be able to do completely by yourself, as I said, but there are a couple of sections where you might want to get some adult help and I will talk about these parts when we get to them. So the first thing that you need to do is cut out your template and decide which one you're going to do. If you're going to do both, you can cut them all out. And once you've cut them out, you need to place them on your card and draw around them. Now, you need 2 of these. So if you're doing the 3-spoke one, you need to have a big enough card for both, and likewise for the 2-spoke one. I'm going to show you how to do the 3-spoke one today because it really is the same instructions for both. So you just need to draw around your template twice on the card. This can be a bit fiddly, so you have to make sure that you are holding it down so that it doesn't move out of shape. And then before you take it off, there's a center point on your template. And what you need to do is push your pencil down into that center point so that it makes a dent in the card, because you're going to use that dent to help you with the hole through the center. And then do exactly the same thing for your second part. Remembering to make that center hole. Okay, so once you've done that, you now need to cut round the outside of these. So you can pause the video here, cut them out, and I'll meet you for the next section. So now you've got your two pieces cut out. This is the point where you need to decorate. Now, I haven't decorated mine. They're the same colour as the cardboard, but you can decorate yours. Felt tips, colouring pencils, nice decorations, anything that you want. So do that bit now. And then the next part is to get your sticky tack and put it under where that centre dent was that you made with the pencil. And then you're going to very carefully use your pin and you're going to push down all the way through the card till it reaches the sticky tack. And you need to do that with both sides. And then I'm going to get the cocktail stick and I'm going to push it through the hole to make the hole bigger, because what you want to do is actually make this hole bigger than the cocktail stick so that it can spin easily. If it's quite tough to spin, then it needs to be bigger. You can actually use a pencil to push through and make that bigger. So if it's spinning very fast, whoop, then you're on the right track. So we'll just do that with the second one as well. Okay, that needs to be a bit bigger. So I'm just going to use my pencil again to push through, and I just need to check. Yep, that spins really well now. So I'm really happy with that. Okay, so the next part is to glue them together. So for this, you just need stick glue. Make sure that you stick together the sides that aren't decorated. Okay. And then you just need to pause the video and let that dry for a minute or so, and then come back for the next section. Okay, so the next section is to just check that your cocktail stick is still able to, your fidget spinner is still able to spin around the cocktail stick nicely. If it's a bit tough, then just make the hole a bit bigger using a pencil and just check that it can spin nicely. So for this next part, this is where you're going to glue your 1 penny pieces on, and this is where you need some strong glue. So try and get some adult help for this bit. I've got my glue gun here. And I'm just going to move it over so that I don't get any glue on the table. And you don't need too much. You don't want the pennies right on the edge of the cardboard. You want there to be a little bit of a border of card around the outside. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to need to let that dry for a few minutes. So pause the video and meet me back for the next section. Now, while those coins are just drying, I'm going to move on to the next part, which is to draw around a penny piece twice. These are the parts where your fingers hold on to the fidget spinner. So again, just nice, careful drawing round. And then you just need to cut those out. So you also need to make a center point in these circles. So place your sticky tack underneath and find the center of the circle and push your pin through. And then do the same with the other circle. Now I'm going to use the cocktail stick again to make the hole a bit bigger, but the difference here is I don't want this circle to be able to spin freely. I want it to be quite stiff on the cocktail stick. Okay, so I'm happy that that is just big enough to hold the cocktail stick. I'm going to do that with the second piece. Okay, so hopefully by now the glue has dried with your coins onto your fidget spinner, and that's what yours looks like. At this point, just move your circle card up to the end. If you've still got a sharp point on your cocktail sticks, you can cut them off a bit later. It does say to use scissors. However, if you've got a grown-up who has a pair of pliers that they can help you with this part, it may be a bit easier to cut the cocktail sticks with those, but check with a grown-up first and get them to help you with that part. So I've moved the circle up until there's just a little bit of cocktail stick showing. I'm then going to put the cocktail stick through the rest of my fidget spinner. Okay. Now you want to leave a little bit of a gap when you're assembling your fidget spinner. You don't want this circle rubbing too much on the actual center part of the fidget spinner. Okay, so holding it a bit like a lollipop there, you're now going to use your strong glue, again, getting a grown-up to help you here. You're going to use your strong glue to put a blob of glue around the end of the cocktail stick so that you're securing the cocktail stick to that circle of card. Okay, and then you just need to let that dry. And you can use you can either hold it or you can use something to rest it in while the glue's setting. So I'll meet you back for the next section when that bit's dry. All right, once that's dry, just push the cocktail stick up a bit and just check that the circle hasn't become glued to the center part of the fidget spinner. So if it can do that, that's perfect. So now you're going to turn it over and you are going to do the same with the other circle. So pushing that down. Again, leaving just a little bit of a gap, not too much, so that you can see a little bit of air through there. And then again, getting an adult to help you, you need to place a bit of strong glue to secure that cardboard circle to the cocktail stick. And then again, you can just place that. You might be able to just place that down on the table to dry for this bit, okay? So once the glue is completely dry, now you need to cut off the rest of this cocktail stick. And as I said, you can do this with scissors, or you can ask a grown-up to help you cut it off with some pliers, because that is a little bit easier. Okay. And this, what I find sometimes is when you've cut the cocktail stick, these bits are a little bit pointy. So what I did with the ones I'd made before was I put just an extra blob of hot glue over the top of that, because the hot glue dries quite smoothly. And so it's nice and smooth on your fingers, so you're not holding on to a sharp bits of cocktail stick. And then you're done. And that's it. And you can make as many of these as you like. You can make them for your friends, your family, make lots of different designs on yours. So I'm really hoping that this is lots of fun, you making these, and I look forward to seeing some of them on Padlet. And don't forget to tidy up your working area when you're finished. See you, bye.